Hey everybody, this is Josh, and here we have game one between Root DdoRo, the purple Protoss down here on the bottom spawn of the Shattered Temple, and I really hope his opponent FXO tgun has turned off the stream at this point, because if he hasn't, then I will have just spoiled the entire game for him, and he'll know exactly where DdoRo is. But I hope that you guys watching on the stream will not be alarmed at these close flying positions. Either way, T-Gun just sending his first Overlord Scout very naturally across to that close flying position anyway, so really shouldn't make too much of a difference. I don't see a 6 pool or even a 7 pool coming out from T-Gun yet, so that information hopefully has not spoiled anything. DdoRo is going to drop his first pylon and send that probe out to scout. Huck likes to do this every single time, as do a lot of Protoss players, except for the more conservative ones who really want that mining time from this probe number 9 or so. But T-Gun is going to be seeing this probe. Oh, and DdoRo finds him as well, so he knows exactly where his Zerg opponent is. He can send the scouting probe back over to the far left side of the map where T-Gun will be waiting with his little pink hatchery here. Nothing too crazy happening from either player. I don't see any proxy pylons, obviously, as this probe has not even gotten over to that hemisphere of the map yet, and it looks like T-Gun is going to be sending this drone up into the main of DdoRo to get a good look as well. Gateway coming down at the very normal spot, should be seeing a Cybernetics Core here later, and then a Zealot propped right up next to it on hold position to prevent any Ling run-bys. T-Gun, not sure what he's going to be able to do inside the base of DdoRo. Obviously not going to see anything too important just yet, as that gateway has not completed, and you need a gateway to basically build anything else. So I guess a Forge Fast Expand would be possible, but DdoRo not opting for that, as there is no downward pylon over by that natural. So what is DdoRo going to do with his scouting probe? He's going to see that gas that went up quite quickly in that spawning pool, so it looks like Zergling speed is going to be on the agenda for Mr. FXO T-Gun back into DdoRo's base. Still nothing crazy, just that one gas. Very standard timings for Protoss. Should be seeing the Cybernetics Core go up next, and there's the probe actually going over there to do it, but T-Gun blocking a little bit. Whoa, okay, so DdoRo actually dropping his Cybernetics Core pretty far away from his first gateway. Not going to be easy to block Zergling run-bys with that sort of big fat spread, so T-Gun might be overjoyed at that, especially since Zergling speed should be starting here, or should have started already. He's got 100 gas in the bank, not sure what he's waiting on, or if he's going to try and switch tech. But DdoRo is blocking this hatchery area, so T-Gun, sorry if I say minigun, it's because I just cast the series with minigun, and we do have a root member playing tonight. So T-Gun, I apologize if you're watching these VODs. If I ever call you minigun, I apologize profusely, but you are T-Gun, in fact, playing for Team FX Open, one of their newest members, I believe, playing out of Australia. DdoRo, don't sue me if I get this wrong either, but I think he's playing from Canada right now. Okay, so DdoRo has added a pylon here. He is going to be able to wall off with this one Zealot on hold position and prevent that Zergling run-by, which is good, because T-Gun is here now with 2 drones and 4 Zerglings, 6 Zerglings actually. So what are these 2 drones going to be getting up to? Maybe he's going to split up his little attacking forces. Actually, no, he just scoots right past that Zealot and is trying to attack him from the backside for a nice little surround. The Zealot is not going to be killed off though, because that sentry popped out in perfect timing to zap some Lings and probes, or drones rather, down with that little tickle beam that it has, and the Zealot survives. DdoRo holds that off masterfully. I actually have not seen this tactic possibly ever, so that was quite interesting, bringing those 2 drones along for the ride, just mineral clicking through that Zealot and trying to surround it fully and kill it off. That would have been pretty sweet if that sentry hadn't just popped out at perfect timing and ruined everything. DdoRo actually has pylon blocked the natural, but T-Gun doesn't care. He's just going to take this top natural as his second base, and I don't think DdoRo is going to be able to see that for quite a while. He might even think that he has successfully delayed T-Gun for this long, which would be quite a mistake, obviously. As long as T-Gun's creep spread is pretty good, he should be able to eventually get that creep all the way over to that second base that he's taken. Do have another Ling just falling by the wayside here as DdoRo pushes down his ramp a little bit. He might be going for a 4-gate Nexus cancel, like a fake-out sort of deal, or he might just be the very normal 3-gate expand, which is getting more and more popular. We'll have to see what he builds next, and basically if he cancels anything, to be sure. But T-Gun is transferring 10 drones now to that natural. I'm going to call it the natural or second base until he actually does have a natural hatchery down, which could be soon, you don't know. So no additional tech yet for T-Gun, no Roachhorn, no Bathing Nest, no lair at all, just Lings so far in this point in the game, but he does have speed already finished, so they are going to be quite annoying here near DdoRo's natural. Forge coming down now here for DdoRo. He's going to get started on +1 weapon upgrades, I'm sure, as soon as that thing finishes up, possibly adding a cannon or two in his mineral lines just to protect further from Lings. DdoRo still has no clue about that top expansion. I'm going to take DdoRo vision real quick just to verify that, and yeah, he has no idea that that's going on. Overlord Scout from T-Gun is finally going to fall here, and it should supply block him briefly. He has no other Overlords making right now, so he's going up to the lair. He's got 6 drones in production. And finally, we see him replacing that fallen Overlord, as well as getting a 2nd gas and a 3rd hatchery now. Interesting stuff. Lots and lots of macro coming out of T-Gun. He's at 39 harvesters against only 27 from his Protoss enemy, DdoRo. Nexus is about halfway done now. I did not see a 4th gateway anywhere, so it doesn't look like a feint. This is in fact his strategy for the whole game. Obviously that Forge coming down as well is another sign that he wanted to play this a little bit more economically. This Zergling is going to be free to run away because he still has 1 hit point left. Such a nice thing about Zerg, they do regen their HP slowly over time, but one more little stalker shot kills that guy off for good. Back to the production tab, we have nothing crazy happening at all. It's pure gateway units against pure Lings at this moment. Roachwarren is coming up now for T-Gun, so he is going to have some additional tech here soon. A couple of Lings, a little more donations here from T-Gun to DdoRo's kill count. This is a lot of sentries, and I can go ahead and tell you what that is for. Basically, by the time he reaches T-Gun's natural, he'll be able to force field that ramp over and over and over, and T-Gun really won't be able to do anything about it. Now that this hatchery is done, he won't even be able to cancel it when it happens, so he'll have to watch as his hatchery slowly gets tickled to death by 10 sentry beams. Or DdoRo could just walk right home and not do anything. I don't see any aggression from T-Gun really causing him to run back, but he's just going to grab the Xel'Naga Tower real quick just to be safe. This hatch up here, totally uninterrupted. Roachwarren is done now, so he's making 5 roaches, 6 roaches now, and Glial Reconstitution to try and get some roach speed on that creep. Great benefit if you're dealing with a lot of force fields, which DdoRo really looks like he wants to employ. Here we go, headed toward the natural once again with quite a lot of sentries and only a couple of stalkers and zealots. There's no forward pylon really anywhere. Burrow is being researched at one of those hatcheries, and now we see force fields going down all over every which way. He does not manage to pen out all of the Zerglings. Some of them do get in, and a sentry or 2 are falling. The Guardian Shield for the roaches soaking up a lot of that damage. Roaches still being pinned away from DdoRo's forces. That was pretty cool, actually. He force-fielded almost the entire left and right side, got quite a lot of kills there, and just said, screw it, I'm not going to be able to kill him right now, so I'm just going to head back toward the middle, wait for some more reinforcements. He does have a handful of stalkers still waiting back at home, and a robotics facility coming online here soon. No additional gateways here that I can see. The lair is finished, obviously, for T-Gun and that Roachwarren, so he's going to be a little more comfortable than if he had actually lost his hatch there. This is a lot of roaches, actually. He's got about 19 right here versus less than that in total tier 1 units here for DdoRo. So if he's sneaky with these roaches, it looks like he wants to be. He is going to have Burrow done soon, and roach speed just now finishing up. He does not have any vision to spot up there, but the pylon does see the roaches coming in. I believe they only have a small little vision range, but I think he did see that. But now we have another engagement here by the Xel'Naga Tower. More force fields going down, but it looks like the sheer roach numbers could be enough here for T-Gun to kill all this off. He really needs to focus those sentries. They're just so easy to kill with roaches, and the stalkers going down now as well. He's going to continue to press in here. This is actually really good for T-Gun if he can support this. It looks like he's building 8 more roaches to come along for the ride. Burrowing is going to be very, very helpful for him. Even though there is 1 observer here, he will be able to regen a lot of HP. He's trying to kill off this pylon so that the robotics facility gets unpowered before this immortal comes out. He's going to plow right through these remaining stalkers and sentries. Even if he kills the pylon, though, this one on the left is going to continue to power this immortal. So force fields keeping everything alive just long enough to get the immortal out. He's going to start blasting away at those roaches right away. T-Gun just burrowing. There is that observer overhead, so T-Gun needs to get out of there. His 8 roaches that we saw producing earlier, all just hanging out between his 2 main bases. 15 more roaches in production right now. That actually could seal the deal as he burrows once again by the Xel'Naga Tower. It's almost like a fountain of healing for these roaches, if you remember Warcraft 3, which I don't even know why I referenced that, but it just reminded me of it. Everything gathered around one little sort of artifact healing themselves, but It looks like DdoRo wants to take a third base here soon. We saw that T-Gun has actually been on 3 bases for a while, but the harvester count has sort of caught up for DdoRo because T-Gun was sinking so many larvae into these roaches. That is a lot of roaches, ladies and gentlemen, almost 25. We have 23 roaches headed in here. Of course, the force fields go down. There is that boss immortal in the back here with 3 kills, 4 kills, going to be more soon. It just does a million billion damage, and he does have +1 attack upgrades. Those force fields are going to keep T-Gun at bay. He's not going to be able to break in here fully, but the robotics facility creating another immortal right now. Here we go. He pushes back in with no result at all, just trying to bait some more force fields out of DdoRo, most likely burrowing up once again. We can watch their health bars refill very, very quickly. Back at home base for T-Gun, we see +1/+1 upgrades going to be started now, not even halfway done, but this is a lot of roaches once again. Let's go ahead and grab all of them. Over 25 roaches here. He is going to just muscle his way in here. Force fields, not enough energy on these sentries to actually keep anything from getting in. They focus that immortal down very, very quickly. I'm not sure if another one's going to come out in time for DdoRo. He is going to lose all of his stalkers and sentries here just to sheer roach numbers, and that is how Zerg is played in this PvZ matchup on the Shattered Temple. So DdoRo says GG. T-Gun is going to take game 1. Now let's move into game 2 and see what happens next.